first team, hey, hey, hey. It's first team.
Got my shades on cause the future bright. Yeah, we the best, I can't sugarcoat it. You know the prophecy, they already wrote it. Gotta up the focus on my brothers goated. I'ma press the scene with the first team. By any means, we finna take flight. Snakes in your grass, you will never last. Do some yard work just to keep it tight.
Riding around the city, yeah, I got the first team with me. Money cannot beat when you spending. Get it right back, no kizzy. Hey, don't call my phone about business. Baby, please get out of your feelings. First team on the road to riches. It get real monkey up in the trenches. Hey.
Yeah, my name Creed, I put this together. I'ma give y'all these jokes, it don't matter the weather. Just making sure if we getting specific. Let me remind you boys, man, our content so different. The first team game, be my boys for life. And no, that'll never change. I put this team together, ayy, like my name, Danny Ain't.
Yeah, Beamer Benz or Bentley. It's Lido, find me in the Benzito. Who the one spitting facts? Baby girl, that's Carlito. The one your girl want, why? Cause I'm fine. With the first team making plays. Call me Danny Dimes. First team head honchos. Catch us doing podcasts or shooting flicks. It's like we in Manhattan and we ballin' like the Knicks.
It's first team, hey, hey, hey. It's first team, hey, hey, hey. It's first team, hey.
Yo, what it is, what it do, it's the First Team Boys coming with another episode for you. It's your boy Cree. I'm here with my boy Q, Swank, Carl, Lido, and my boy Landis. We're here, we're bringing y'all a special episode today. This is the Kobe Bryant Remembrance episode. We're just going to, really reflect on what Kobe really meant to us, First Team, as just an individual, and, what he meant to us beyond just as a basketball player. And so I guess I'll just start and open up the floor, man, just to y'all. Of course, last year, January 26, 2020, where were y'all when y'all heard the news, and then, how did it hit you? What was y'all's initial reaction?
I was at the crib. That was a crazy day. Like, when it happened, it was just like one of those things like, what? Yeah. Like, how people be saying that, like, when that happened, it was just like, it's not happening.
Just hoping it was a sick joke.
Mm-hmm. And I was like,
exactly.
I was at the crib. I was getting ready to head out to like a family event, and like I knew it was real when like the Los Angeles like Twitter page or whatever was tweeting about the crash.
Yeah.
And then like my dad had asked me about this stuff, so I was like, damn, that shit happened. I ain't gonna lie, I did cry.
I mean, a lot of us cried, bro. I feel like me personally, I found out when I was at work, and I actually left work early because like I felt like not necessarily a family member died, but it was just a monumental piece in my childhood. Kobe Bryant for a lot of us was the reason. He was the introduction to basketball. For a lot of us, he was our Michael Jordan. How a lot of people look at LeBron, a lot of this generation looks at LeBron, our generation looks at Kobe, and the generation before us looks at Michael Jordan. A lot of people claim Kobe Bryant to be their GOAT. And so for me, being such a big football person growing up, I didn't have too much connections to basketball. Kobe Bryant was just like that. He was that figure, he was that image. When you mentioned the NBA to me, first three names that come up is AI, Allen Iverson, Kobe, and Shaq. Like those were, Tracy McGrady. Like those were the four. Right there. That was my childhood. So like, and the way that he died was, of course, I mean, I strongly believe, everything happens for a reason. Nobody's necessarily gone too soon. Everybody has their time. But it was shocking because you feel like people like Kobe Bryant not supposed to go out like that.
Exactly.
And I think what's also overlooked is his daughter went out with him. And Gigi, she was you would see like the highlights and stuff like that. Like I
said, she was following right in his footsteps.
Right in his footsteps, bro. He always wanted that son, and I feel like Gigi really was his best friend. Now, of course,
the one he was closest with.
Yeah, every parent, you're supposed to love all your kids the same, but Kobe and Gigi was always, imaged together. You know, they was always going to the games together. They was always, you know, hooping, practicing together. You know what I'm saying? He was coaching her team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to see that bond, like that was how they bonded as father and daughter.
Yeah, so when I first heard the news, man, I saw it on Twitter, and I thought it was a prank, you know, because you know how Twitter is, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I kept refreshing my timeline, and actually, our homeboy Phil's the one that tweeted it. I remember he was like, nah, not Kobe. And so then I kept refreshing my timeline, and I kept seeing like more tweets like, no, this can't be true. Nah, no way. Are you serious? All this stuff. So I'm like, hold on. So to be honest with you, I went to your Twitter page and I didn't see anything. And so
I'll get into that.
Yeah, and so I didn't see anything. So I'm like, okay, if Carl, because usually you hit news before I do. So I'm like, I checked your Twitter, didn't see anything. And then sure enough, I saw TMZ. They confirmed it. And bro, when I tell you, I took my lunch break. And I came back after my lunch break, and I just told my manager, I'm like, yo, Kobe Bryant just died. And like, she was a lady manager. She didn't really necessarily know basketball like that. I'm not saying that women don't know basketball. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that she just did not.
Yeah, she didn't know.
She didn't know that. Okay. But yeah, she didn't necessarily understand why I was so emotional. And after I explained to her, I was just like, yeah, like, I would like to go home, you know? And she was just like, you know, I understand. And bro, I probably sat in my car and like, that was just one of the first times I was just like, I don't question God, but I was just like, why did this happen? You know, not why was it him, but I'm just like, bro, why? You know what I'm saying? The dots were not connected.
Yeah.
Why? Because it seemed like his career after basketball was going to be, if not as great, but if not greater than what his basketball career was. You know, I mean, this dude won an Emmy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, bro.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Oscar.
Excuse me. Yeah, an Oscar. I'm talking about. I feel like Oscars are held to a higher prestige than Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
for sure.
I feel like Oscars is harder to get. You know, Grammys can be a little bit political, you know, or just like who's hot out right now.
Oscars, they really respect the art.
Exactly. So that's how it hit me, man. I was just devastated. That next day, I went to go play basketball, and everybody in my gym that I was playing basketball at, everybody had Kobe's on. Like, it was to see one person touch your intermediate community, your outside community, your metroplex, your state, your country, and the whole world all unified, bro. I was like, man, Kobe, he was so much more than basketball. So
Facts.
He was.
Facts. But yeah, how did it hit you? So you were saying that you were gonna explain as far as like with your Twitter. So
basically, that was a long day. That was like one of the longest days I could remember.
Yeah.
I remember it was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday.
So
it was cloudy. It was cloudy too. It was just like
Around 11, 12.
it was
I was
raining.
at the crib. So when the news, because it happened like, not in the morning, but it was like early afternoon, like probably noonish. So I saw the TMZ tweet too. No, I wasn't. First I saw it like from some other source. And I was like, I immediately put my phone down. I was like, get out of here. Like, so I set my phone aside. And then I tried to take my mind off things. Like I was playing 2K. And then, I kept scrolling and stuff. And I was seeing TMZ, but I saw people were getting upset with TMZ because like they were saying stuff that wasn't like confirmed.
That wasn't.
They were talking about Rick Fox too and everything. And
I remember that. They said that Rick Fox was
yeah.
on the plane, but he wasn't. He had to tweet and be like,
yeah, but he tweeted much later, so everyone was nervous and scared. Like we thought we lost him too. But I was just really like, there's no way. But I remember I think I saw like the official tweet, and I was just like, I couldn't move. Like I was in my room, like I didn't leave my room the whole day. My roommate too, Ken, we both didn't leave our room the whole day. Like it was just weird. And then like some NBA games were being like, they weren't postponed, but they were doing like tributes and stuff, and I was just like, wow. I was like, this is real. I remember it just, the part that hurt me the most was I called my mom because I really needed to talk to her because like
she's a diehard Laker fan, and like growing up as a kid, like we used to watch Kobe together and Shaq together. So like, I just wanted to like give her or hear some comfort from her, just hear her voice.
Yeah.
But I called her. She was at the grocery store, and it's like, she was like upbeat. She's like, "Hey," it's like, "How you doing, son?" And I was like, "Oh shoot, like I'm about to break the news to her."
She obviously has not heard the news.
So I told her, and the way I told her, like I was shooken up telling her, and then first she was like, "What?" She's like, "What are you saying?" And then she knew I wasn't playing, and then she was hurt, but she could hear that I was hurt, so she was comforting me.
Yeah, she was like kind of like being composed.
And we were like, "It's okay." She was telling me like everything happens for a reason. She was like, "This is God's plan. He had a great life, everything."
Yeah.
And then like Kobe's passing definitely hurt me, but it was like his daughter being on the helicopter as well, and it's like her teammates as well, and there was like 8 other members in that crash.
Yeah.
It was like I was just sitting there. I was laying in my bed, just looking at my phone. I was like, why? I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I wasn't questioning God either, but I was just like, it doesn't make sense.
The dots weren't connected.
Yeah,
exactly.
It hurts so much.
And of course, we don't know what goes on in people's personal lives. We don't know the skeletons in their closet. You get what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, from what it seemed like from us, from our perspective, it seemed like Kobe was, a very genuine person. Was a philanthropist, helped this community, gave back not only to his peers in the NBA, but also people younger than him coming up in the league and the sport, opening up his own production company, giving people jobs, things like that.
He was really passionate with using his platform
and investing
to give light on things that people didn't really care for, like women's basketball.
Yes,
he did his thing with that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Developing younger players like Kawhi, Jason Tatum, like he enjoyed
Kyrie.
training. Yeah, like he had so many disciples in the game. Like,
facts.
Kobe is like,
and just
it's
like
Kobe, bro.
Kobe, he's that figure. He's one of the only athletes. He's so polarizing in the sense that he's one of the only athletes that his name is also a verb.
Kobe.
Like, you got Moss, like Randy Moss. You Moss somebody now, his protege, Odell. I just Odell, which doesn't hit the same as Moss, but like the younger kids of this generation, they say Odell, and like. Which we had Kobe, and now it's like kind of like Curry. Like when people shoot, now they're like Curry. Yeah. But growing up, when we were learning playing basketball, it was Kobe.
Into the trash can in middle school.
Yeah, exactly.
Miss Clayton, like, hey.
Facts. So yeah, Lindis, where were you when you heard the news, and how did it hit you?
Well, the thing was with me, bro, like I had just got married, so like we was on like our honeymoon.
Wow.
We trying to, we making our, we doing our thing, honeymooning it up, spending some wonderful time together, and we just turn on the news. We had a nice hotel and everything. We just turn on the news, bro. Like I couldn't fathom it. I just, it just had to take a minute. And the thing was, like, I saw it on Twitter, but what it took for me was, because I was in the middle of watching the game, and at halftime they announced it. So like that's what it hit me.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the halftime, like they did a tribute.
Seeing that 1978 to 2020.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right, bro. Also, did you y'all remember seeing the reactions of players like mid warm up, like hearing the news? Like, I think like Jamal Murray.
They're like, some players did not want to play. They're like,
exactly.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Salute to Dame though, because Dame found out and he dropped 50. The night that he found out, so like that was, and then after that, people just started going on a tear. People had like, Chris
when
Middleton.
Trae Young put on the 8 jersey.
Yes,
like,
Chris Middleton came out of nowhere and dropped 55. Like Jason Tatum went on a tear. He was just 30 plus points.
That was his youngest protege, bro.
Yeah. As a Celtic to wear the purple armband, that's respect.
Yeah, bro. So like. And what really affected me the most, bro, was like, bro, he was a dad. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
he left behind several other daughters.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like,
and a wife that loved him.
Yeah, bro, you left back. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he left, but you know what I'm saying? He got put into a situation he couldn't control, and you got took away from your family. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just messed up, bro. Like, just being a dad, he just kind of
exactly.
hit,
like,
you know what
I mean, I feel like also it just it makes you. I know it's like taboo to like talk about this, but you know, really what was going through his mind in that moment, you know, probably his last moments, you know, being with his daughter, knowing that it was gonna be their last moments, you know what I'm saying, and like just thinking like I'm never gonna see my family again, you know, and I feel like that also.
Like that's what
it wasn't like he died of cancer and like, you know, he got to say his goodbyes. You know, those deaths where people don't get to say goodbye, you know, to all their loved ones, especially
Also,
their immediate family is, you know, is what it's heart-wrenching the most. And especially to happen to a figure like Kobe Bryant. It was like none of us got to say goodbye, you know.
None of us.
Not to sound like, you know, senseless and not taking attention away from his family. Of course, they didn't get to say goodbye, but you know, of course, we love Kobe Bryant too. So
he impacted the whole world. Like the whole world was like, what?
Yes. Like think about Kobe Bryant. He has so many aspects, bro. Even like his shoe line, like of course he started with Adidas. Then once he transferred to Nike. Kobe Bryant still today is like he has one of the best basketball shoes you can play in.
Yeah.
Honest to God, the Kobe 7 and Kobe 8, my all-time favorite basketball shoe to play in. Like it's lasted me the longest. I remember I had the Venice Beach Kobe 8s.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, you had the Venice Beach.
I had the Venice, bro, and you know I hooped in those. Those lasted me 3 years, bro. And I used to hoop every single day. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like him. Everything that was attached to his name was good product, you know, whether his product on the floor, his product off the floor, merchandise, just the goodwill towards his name, man. It's just something that I can't necessarily say I can associate with any other athlete outside of LeBron, Curry. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but I mean, those are just the ones that come to mind. So,
and then I will say, like, the term like Mamba mentality, it has been around, but it took on a whole new meaning. Like
facts.
Yeah.
It's like
man, you had corporations starting to adopt the Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying? You had celebrities that have no association, no ties to sports. You know, hashtagging Mamba mentality. You know, that's when you know that your name is just bigger than basketball.
Yeah. Your brand is beyond basketball.
Your brand is beyond basketball.
Your influence.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I also want to transition to what were y'all favorite moments, man, throughout Kobe Bryant's either his post-career, pre-career, or during his career. What were y'all's favorite moments that y'all will never forget about Kobe?
I know, me personally, the first one that comes to mind was his game winner over the Suns, bro. Cause I remember watching that live.
Bro,
the celebration, bro.
Yeah, that was.
I remember seeing that live. I think I was like in fifth grade, and like I remember looking at it like
Kobe for the win.
Yeah.
Bang!
It was great to see how much he just enjoyed hitting that. Like he loved the game.
And on top
bro.
of that, the Suns weren't they like the number one
great team, yeah.
number 2 seed?
That was the number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed. It was only Kobe, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, bro.
Only Kobe.
Odom was hooping.
Got the ball. Yeah, got the ball at past half court.
That's before he came like 6 man.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember that moment so much, man. Like after he hit that shot, I remember going outside to the park. You remember the house I used to have?
Yeah.
That had the park right there?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I literally practiced that shot like for at least a good 30 minutes to an hour. Just like really like playing it in my mind. Tristan for 3!
Yeah.
Or Tristan from the free throw line! Bang! and then I'm like staring in the sky like
Yeah.
Supposedly that the like, what is he doing?
yeah.
I got another favorite moment, bro. But at the time, it wasn't a favorite of mine at all. So like,
When he hit over Wade.
I already knew.
The next day at school, bro, everyone was like, all the Laker fans was looking for me, bro. The Laker fans were looking for me.
I was on your head. I was like, we're calling it. I didn't even like the Lakers, bro. I hated the Lakers, but I was like, I knew Carl. I was like,
I've always.
we're calling it.
It was like this with Duncan, even Dirk as well.
I hated Duncan.
Like I didn't root for them. I used to root for Kobe when I was a kid, but it's like when Wade was in his prime, like I didn't root for Kobe. He was like
He was a rival.
They would go, he was a
Yeah,
rival.
he was the rival.
But
Exactly.
I always had that utmost respect for him. Like,
Exactly.
Like I consider him the second best shooting guard ever. When he hit that, I was just like, you just gotta. Even Wade today, like you just gotta clap your hand in that. Like he's just it's
Okay,
just great.
well, in Wade's defense, it was a bank.
It was great defense. Yeah,
It was a
it
bank.
was. That's what I was saying the next day at school.
He banked it.
Okay, but I mean,
But Caleb and LaRide and them, they wasn't trying to hear
I
that.
guess he hit it. I mean, yeah, he hit it.
That just goes to his
On
greatness.
one leg, too.
One leg,
Off the
yeah.
inbound.
Actually, the memory of me for that whole season. That whole season he had like 20 plus buzzer beaters. Like that season was
That
crazy.
one season, the 06 season, January of 06, bro. The tear he went on was crazy. That was
Yeah.
when he scored
Didn't he
81.
average 30?
Yeah.
He-
He dropped 62 on the Mavs, but he didn't play the fourth quarter. He was on a mission, bro.
And then for that 4-game 50-point streak.
Bruh.
Nah, I
He
will
carried
say-
them to the playoffs.
I will say, let's talk about Kobe Bryant's his claimed favorite player to play against. Dirk Nowitzki.
Bro, you're gonna have to Google and show me that he said that.
He said it in an interview. Yeah, he
He
said
said that?
Dirk. He said Dirk Nowitzki is his favorite player to watch and play against.
I didn't catch that.
He also,
What was your favorite?
I was gonna say, he also said that Tracy McGrady was the hardest person he had to guard.
I mean, T-Mac. That was my favorite player.
He was a scorer.
T-Mac was my favorite.
T-Mac was
player.
OD.
Teammate was
You
a
know what I'm
problem. Even in Orlando, it was a problem.
Yeah.
But nah.
I think that's when he was at his best.
Well, the first few years in Houston.
But what did you say?
First
in
year.
Houston.
Yeah, his first two years in Houston was like peak T-Mac. I think he should have won the MVP in 07, but you know, it's just me.
It happens sometimes. But nah,
Go ahead.
my favorite moment because
As a
I
Laker
pretty much
fan,
got my dad's the reason I'm even like a Lakers / Kobe. He was my introduction to basketball.
For sure.
So
Shout out, Pop.
So like 2010 finals, that whole series, just being able to be a kid and like, oh, I went to the game with my dad, like seeing that whole series go through, and we came out and got our revenge on Boston after losing to 08.
That must be sweet beating your rivals.
Like just seeing how happy Kobe was.
when he jumped on the scorers table,
Boy, yes, bro.
that was a beautiful moment.
He deserved every bit of that. That was such a hard series. Like,
And I think also because Kobe, that was the first chip he had that was not associated with Shaq. You know.
No,
that was
09.
the second.
Nah.
Against
Oh, no,
the Magic,
second.
When
I'm
he
sorry.
went back to back. When he
Yeah.
went back to back.
Okay, yeah. I was talking. My bad. I was actually trying to make the Orlando one. I was actually talking about the Celtics one. You could tell how happy he was because you know, it was just that tradition. Like you could tell he
And
was
he had lost
upholding.
He lived.
You could tell he was upholding the tradition of the Lakers beating the Celtics.
And to Carl's point,
Yeah.
he lost to them. So
When
that was
they
like
lost
a-
in 08, they went to the Olympics. He said that finals was in his mind the whole time. Like he was thinking about that
He
forever.
wanted that revenge.
Yeah.
He really wanted to smoke in 09. They just didn't make it. Orlando,
for revenge.
Orlando really came. It was like,
Olympic Kobe was special too. Against Spain,
Bro,
that closeout.
His defense,
Yeah.
Kobe's defense is so underrated, bro.
it really showed
And,
what his
like,
IQ is on defense.
IQ
Because he
and-
wasn't even against like younger players that were fast or big or whatever. He was still like, you know.
Yeah, like.
But also,
no problem.
Kobe, he was just like, he had that dog mentality. He was like, no,
Always, yeah.
no, give me, bro. I was watching highlights of like the best highlights or the best plays of the past decade in the All-Star games, and
I was about to
like
bring up
there are like
All-Star.
four different highlights of him like blocking LeBron's shot and him being like
He's
like,
so,
bro,
he's
the
treating it
last-
like a playoff game, bro.
LeBron had like tried to like pull up and Kobe blocked it from behind. Yeah, and then
LeBron was
he
like,
slapped
chill.
him on the back and he was just like basically reminding LeBron like,
Yeah.
hey bro, like I'm still
So, like,
you might be MVP. But
yeah, you might.
You
Yeah,
got to
still-
take this from me.
Fact.
You brought up the dog mentality, and I think the number one example of how I remember that was like in the All-Star game. Wade on accident, he elbowed Kobe in the nose. He broke his nose, so he had to wear a mask.
Are you
I don't know if
serious?
you remember. Yeah,
Nah, I
I
don't
think it was
remember.
like the 2012 season. So after the All-Star weekend, the Heat played the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think not even a week later, and Kobe went at him, bro. Like he was like he had a grudge against Wade. Those were tough times. Like me and Laker fans, we used to go at it all the time.
I think I love the clips of Kobe in practice, bro, cussing everybody out. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nick Young story
Hey, let's
about how
actually.
y'all sorry
I know this is
shit.
about Kobe, but I want to give props real quick to Jeremy Lin. when Kobe was like,
Lindsay.
he was basically like, hey, pass me the ball. And Jeremy Lin, he told Kobe to clear out. He cleared Kobe out and sidestepped
I gotta show
a
you this
game-winning
picture,
three. Shout out Jeremy Lin.
On me.
But I feel like Jeremy Lin only had that confidence because Kobe truly instilled that into him probably every single day in practice, bro.
On me.
Like, bro, if you're with a dog, if you practice with a dog, you know what I'm saying? That Kobe had that infectious personality to galvanize the locker room, bring everybody together, and truly play together. I know a lot of people were talking about Kobe didn't pass the ball, all this stuff, which he didn't. But like, you know, people still played their tail off. You know.
And then with Jeremy Lin, shoot, when he had Lin Center up in New York.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up, but I didn't want him to sound like a homer.
Didn't know him at the time, like not even like on some genuine.
Think about how crazy that is.
On the interview, he was like, "Who?" Like,
Yes.
he was like, "Who's that?"
Think about how crazy that is, bro.
They
Jeremy
seen it,
Lin.
and then, like he pulled up in New York, like we played y'all like
Yeah, and then
it was
Jeremy
like,
Lin went off.
38 on
So
Kobe
imagine-
and the Lakers.
So
Like,
imagine like going from not this dude don't even know who you are to like I'm on your team and stuff, man. I imagine this.
On his team and telling him to clear, bro.
for real.
I don't even know, cause you know me on the court. I don't have a problem taking the last shot.
It was a
But
sidestep
I don't know
fade.
if I have the balls
To Kobe.
to tell Kobe move out the way. I got game. I'm finna call game. Sidestep between them.
Fade away
It takes
too.
a different type of
He
mentality,
faded
bro.
too. He faded too.
Yeah.
Faded. and then when he hit the shot, he was like,
Yeah. It
Shout
takes
out
mentality
Jeremy Lin.
because you could be great and not do that. Like LeBron wouldn't. He probably wouldn't do that, bro.
Yeah, he probably would have threw his Kobe
Like-
on me.
facts.
Yeah. So I guess
I'm just being honest, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
he was
being
just playing his Mamba mentality.
Facts.
Facts. All right, and so last but not least, man, as we wrap up just this quick segment on Kobe, remembering Kobe, you know we gotta talk about it, man. Top fives of all time, or if Kobe is even in your top five of all time, and we're talking about
He's without a doubt in my top 10.
without a doubt in your top 10.
For sure.
So I think what we'll do is we'll start person by person, and everybody just, I would say, not necessarily list your top five, but if it's interesting enough and Kobe is either low or high enough, I think you should elaborate on who your top five is. Alandis, you want to start us off?
Sure. Top five, bro.
Top five.
Top 5, no debate.
So, do you want me to tell you where Kobe is placed?
Yeah. Is he top five, first and foremost?
He's 3 on my.
He's third all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who
And
are
honestly-
the two above him? Who are the two above him?
Honestly, LeBron and Jordan. But
Okay, gotcha.
for me, he's only number 3. He's only number 3 by default. Like for me, he's number 2, and I have a extraordinary reason why. He won championships in both eras, and neither LeBron or Jordan has done that.
I don't know if you can really debate that because Jordan really was going out of his element when the new era was starting.
Okay, so
What are we
yeah,
saying
you're right.
right
You're
here?
not
Are we
wrong.
saying
You're not
decades?
wrong.
You're not wrong.
What I am saying, what I was going to say is, Kobe.
That's not my other reason. I mean, that's not my only
I don't
reason.
wanna-
How do you define his
I don't
era?
want to say the cliche, but Kobe truly didn't
'Cause if you think-
own the. I would say probably the third chip, but the first two, like of the Lakers three-peat,
Yeah.
that was still kind of Shaq's era. Like, so I felt like Shaq kind of still dominated that era, and it wasn't necessarily Kobe.
You got something to say.
It wasn't necessarily like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily the torch being passed to Kobe necessarily, because it was just like Shaq was just such a dominant force.
But
Kobe
I mean,
still did his thing.
That second chip, he still averaged 30 though.
The Sixers one, the second one, Kobe did his thing.
Like the
fourth
first,
when
the
they
first
swept the
one,
Nets, Shaq, yeah, and the first one,
the
Kobe
first
was
one,
hurt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first one, that's more Shaq, but
Yeah.
that second
The
chip
second one in Philly,
and
that
the
was
third
knocked
one,
out. He did his thing.
Yeah.
So defensively, Kobe taking on the challenge to guard
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson, and AI still kind of doing his thing, and Kobe having to switch from him to Tyronn
But if
Lue,
you think about it,
that's kind of
yeah, like it was kind of like, well, LeBron. I was gonna say it's like LeBron in the 18 finals.
Yeah, but
they
it's-
won that game, but then they didn't win another game.
I was gonna be like, but bro, like it's AI. Like
Yeah, it's AI.
That's another
AI was the MVP.
another icon.
they gave, for example, I'm just giving you an
He was
example.
MVP.
They gave the MVP to Andre Iguodala for guarding LeBron, but LeBron still averaged 30. Like, so it's like. So that's what I'm saying, and that's just because players are just great like that. You can't do nothing about their greatness.
yeah.
But another reason would be, this is my other reason, is because he actually got that chip in 2010. People say that he had an all-star, but like Paul Gasol was an all-star, but I feel like Kobe made him an all-star. Like,
Nah, he was an all-star before. He was an all-star before.
Yeah.
Kobe. In Memphis,
I know Kobe.
in
He
Memphis,
elevated
was-
his game as a
that's
Laker.
that's
Paul
really
Gasol
what
was
I'm trying to
still-
get
He was
at.
still a top 5 center in the league, point blank period. Like that's why it was such a big deal when he went to the Lakers. I get what you're trying to say, but I like Paul Gasol.
He definitely elevated his
Yeah.
game. Though.
Now he elevated Bynum. Andrew Bynum, was a force, and then Bynum left.
Which is crazy how he fell off. I mean, he was a lottery pick.
He needed Kobe.
I mean, Kobe to be a champ, but I mean, he was a top 10 pick.
He went to Cleveland and
No, Philly too. Like he was.
but his fail off started in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He had that knee injury.
And then in 09, like the way he just like dismantled the Magic, that was.
And I
just
think
OD.
also his pregame fits were horrendous.
Who, Kobe?
No, Andrew Bynum.
I don't know why you remember anything.
I don't even know,
I
like,
don't even know.
His pregame fits were.
but I just feel like he was more ferocious, bro. And like I don't know, maybe it was just me.
Gasol? You talking about Gasol?
No, you talking about Bynum.
Oh,
Oh, you was talking about who? Wait, who?
who was more ferocious?
Hey man.
If that's pause worthy, what kind of society we live in?
I was talking about Bynum, but like,
if you're asking another
now I
man,
hear it, yeah. Who's more
another man,
ferocious?
so who's in your opinion who's more ferocious?
bro, shut
Nah,
up.
pause.
Anyways,
Sorry, my boy.
I was talking about Bynum,
I'm
but
sorry,
like,
my boy, I can't go.
but I still feel like
Gotta pause that.
Kobe took to me, like, the team wasn't stacked, and he went against a stacked ass Boston team.
Facts.
And
With 4 Hall of Famers on.
KG
I
Punk.
forgot he was a Celtics fan.
Oh my god.
He's reiterating.
Yeah.
So
So KG Punk in 08 when the Celtics beat the Lakers, KG Punk was all like he's treating him like a baby. So like Kobe used to get him Gasol like the next time they met in the finals, like he was like, bro, you could take this matchup. Like KG's nothing. Like he made him tougher. Like he made him elevate his game.
But that's where I was coming at. Bro.
So
That's just really what I was
Carl, let me
coming
hear your where's Kobe at?
So I was just thinking about it right now,
Okay.
and then I think he's definitely like he's number 4 all time.
Number
for
4?
me, yeah.
Okay.
Just behind.
So who's ahead of him?
Jordan,
Okay.
LeBron,
Okay.
and Kareem.
Okay. I feel you. I mean that's respectable.
I mean,
Q?
Nah, but he's 2.
2.
And
Got you.
it took me to not until he died, so like maybe like 2017, 2018, I had to start redoing my GOAT list, and I had to realize like
I feel you.
based on what he wanted to achieve and his career could slide, like Loki put him at 1, but I think MJ accomplishments precedes him.
Most definitely.
And
If
you mirrored your game off of
Yeah,
it.
like,
that's
without-
why I say like he's
Without
number
Jordan,
3.
there would be no
Kobe.
Kobe.
one more championship.
Exactly.
Like if there would be a Kobe, but his style of play, his tenacity, his
I think his craft and all that stuff would be
That's
would
why
be totally different.
Would be different.
It
They
would
really
probably
had
be
a big
more
bro,
closer
little
to
bro
Magic, or probably more closer
exactly.
to
That's why
Larry
he's
Bird, you
that's
know
why
what I'm saying?
default he's number 3
I
for
mean, but
me.
coming out of high school, Kobe was a scorer, so that's what he was coming to the NBA to do. You
Most
know?
But you gotta remember
But
when
MJ
he graduated high school, Jordan had already won like 5 chips. That's probably who he was watching, like growing up.
That is who he was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That is who he was.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's 2 for me.
So who's number 1?
It's MJ.
Okay, for sure. That's respectable.
Just because in that All the Smoke podcast and do, if you ever seen it.
Yeah, that's a good show.
He is crazy. Even after retirement, he still wanted this 6 1. So he never really finished doing it. Did what he had to realize. It's like one of those things like you
You just gotta live with it.
live with
You
it.
just gotta live with it.
Like,
I think he was at peace.
Yeah, he had to get to peace basically, which is why like a lot of people thought he would get into basketball like on the NBA public eye level as soon as he retired, but like he was like, nah.
That's why I find it really cool that he was like.
I thought he was going to do something with the Lakers organization.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But
he had no desire to do
He
that.
had a daughter to raise and stuff like that, so he was like,
It was cool that he found passions in other things.
Yeah, for sure.
And he said he was happier than ever.
You could tell, man.
I mean, you gotta
he was coming
being
to the
around your
games,
daughter,
he was
coaching
coming
her.
I mean, yeah, you love basketball, but at the end of the day, it's still a job, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a job. So whenever you
And he got to enjoy it in a new way, coaching his daughter. Like,
Facts.
He just writing and stuff.
I think for me, Kobe is 5th all time.
so you got
And
Magic ahead of him. 'Cause that's where I was debating. But I
So,
think Kobe's ahead of him.
Kobe's the greatest Laker. He's the greatest Laker of all time. But Kareem is above Kobe because he dominated in multiple eras. So in 3 different eras: 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know what I'm saying? Well, like early, super early 90s. No, he did.
He was still a prominent name. Like,
They got to the finals in '91.
Yeah.
Lost to Jordan.
That's kind of like their last.
Yeah. But so to see Kareem, I mean, he's all-time leading scorer.
Like, he's Mr. Basketball.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like
he won at every level.
Whenever you draw a cartoon,
He did win it.
He's got his signature shot.
Yeah, the tall, skinny dude with glasses.
He's the prototype
with
what a basketball player was supposed to look like.
Exactly.
Like now it's a guard.
Basketball player.
like Will from Foster's Home.
Exactly. That's Kareem. Or Will.
Or the actual Will. Or if he existed. Kobe's 81-point performance is the best scoring performance ever because we know it happened.
Yeah.
Like how many times I got watched it?
I watched it a lot.
Probably an unhealthy amount of times.
Yeah, they
He was hooping, bro.
hear it on NBA TV like every 3 months.
I think to cap off my top 5, I would have Kobe 5, Kareem 4, Bron 3. Bron 2. I probably have to put Jordan is number 1. Jordan's my GOAT.
I think you have Kobe at 4 and you don't know it.
Nah.
I thought he was gonna put Steph in.
Because I'm trying to think. No. Steph is top 7.
He the best point guard. But let's not get.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. Actually, Kobe might be 4.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking.
Because I have him above Magic.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what I was
But-
thinking. Kobe's 4.
So Kobe's 4. And that's respectfully. It's nothing. No slight. No nothing. It's just LeBron. I put LeBron.
It shows how
over
much we
Kobe
respect LeBron, bro.
because LeBron is first off.
Because when we're talking all time,
He's a true unicorn. We'll never see another LeBron. There has never been a LeBron before him. To see somebody with the vision, all this, everything.
To me, what makes him, bro, LeBron has been like one of the best NBA players since 06. Like a top 3 player since 06. It's
Probably.
2021.
But that's why,
Arguably, 05. Because that Piston series when he scored.
That was 07, but.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, when he dropped like
Dang, I'm getting my.
And what's crazy is he was only 21.
Yes,
And
bro.
did,
He was
like-
only 21.
And he's 36. You're 36.
36.
And he's still.
But he's still hooping.
No, he's the best player in
I
the
think
NBA.
we'll wrap up. We'll wrap
But,
up. Wrap up with Kobe's 60-point game.
Bro.
I have some.
He left us with
interesting-
one final great
Yeah.
memory, bro.
and we watched it.
Yeah,
together.
we watched that show together.
Carl was like, hey, and it's
Well, that's how I
crazy.
know
You know
my
it was
best
crazy
friend.
because it was the same night that Golden State broke the record.
For 73 games, but we was watching Kobe.
But we was watching Kobe.
That shows you how much Kobe.
Kobe meant.
Yeah.
Bro, I was in college too, so I ain't have cable. I was like, man, y'all better put this Kobe game on TV. I'm not trying to watch nothing else.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if we win or lose. Y'all better give it to Kobe every time.
No, I think one was on ESPN, the other was on ESPN 2.
It was.
And
They were.
so we were kind of flipping, but then when we saw what Kobe was doing, we could not flip the channel. We was
Now
like,
I will say, the Utah Jazz. Some of those looks they were giving Kobe looked,
he took a lot of shots, but
that, and it looked like a little bit of, Here you go, Kobe. This is your last game. Now, when the Utah Jazz was like, okay, we about to lose this whole, like, we need to start pulling up their shorts, like. But,
and just to see like Shaq, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg in the crowd,
Bro,
like
I was
that
so,
was,
I was
bro.
so beefed up with them every time they tried to go on. Like, back your ass up.
Bro, him and Kanye was like, he was at the
bro.
graduation. He was like,
Oh God, it was just beautiful to see. 2016 was a special year. I know I said this last episode, but
2016 was a special year. Well, that's our special segment, man. That is Kobe Bryant. Shout out to
R.I.P. Mamba.
Yeah, R.I.P. Mamba, man. R.I.P. Kobe. One of the all-time
R.I.P. GG.
One of the all-time great basketball players, athletes, black figures, celebrity figures, dads, entrepreneurs, actors. We didn't even talk about his
motivational speaker.
His commercials were hilarious.
Bro,
Big brother, little brother.
He still dunked on the over that pool of snakes, bro.
When he jumped over a car. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, okay, that's a cool
on
edit.
YouTube? On YouTube, yeah.
But that was real. He really did that.
People kept trying to say it was fake, bro, but it was real.
That's like,
well, it's the first team, boys. We're out.
it's first team.
Special segment for Kobe Bryant. We love y'all. We love everybody that love Kobe. And yes, we out.
Yeah, I got the first team with me. Money kinda beat when you spending. Get it right back, no kizzy. Hey, don't call my phone about business. Baby, please get out of your feelings.